I am going to show you a clip package referencing a major news story from this week, and you tell me what's the story. Try. Let the games begin.
Yay! Okay, this guy's making a cheesesteak.
Philly cheese.
Okay, so this happened. Benjamin Franklin's eating a cheesesteak. Now that's just regular.
People are eating dogs.
Oh, the dog is food.
Yeah.
Okay, there's some MAGA folks. Now, this is anyone's guess. Could be anything.
That looked more like Philadelphia than Springfield, Ohio, but I presume that we're talking about they're coming after your pets, apparently, just that there's no evidence that any pets have been come after. But beyond that, the former president of the United States apparently read some meme online and turned it into a presidential debate statement of fact within 24 hours. It's fantastic.
On Tuesday night, Vice President Harris and former President Trump met for their first debate in Philadelphia. Here's an easier question for the two of you. Who won?
I think, according to Donald Trump.
Donald Trump won, according to Donald Trump.
Right.
But according to anyone else on planet Earth and many other planets, Kamala Harris won.
Yes.
Yeah, but she won, okay, let's say she won on style, all right?
Right. She did.
And she won on answers.
Yeah.
Yes, also.
Yeah.
And thoughtfulness.
Yes. And hair.
And hair.
But.
Okay.
And every other measure.
Every other
yes.
thing.
That's true.
Yeah.
According to a CNN flash poll, 63% of debate watchers said Kamala won and 37% said Trump won. So
Wow, that's high.
that was a CNN poll, so let's be fair. Let's bring another poll into the conversation. Okay. In a Newsmax poll, what percentage do you two think Trump got in the Newsmax poll?
I honestly think he got 62%. That's my real guess.
Have you not seen Newsmax?
But it was beyond bad.
Yes.
It was so bad that it hurt my feelings, and I don't like him.
Right. Right.
Roy, I'm going to take the over. What was yours, 67?
62.
I got 90.
Yeah, I'm going to take the over on 90.
Newsmax.
Yeah.
This is like asking Kendrick Lamar fans how Kendrick Lamar did in a rap battle. Here's how Trump did in the Newsmax poll.
Okay, Greg, so we have the results of our Newsmax Snap poll. Your voice was heard, and with 93% of the vote, President Trump won the debate.
I love it.
93 points is wild. Like, Trump wouldn't get 93 points if you polled his kids.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were into the debate, which means it's time to play a game called, wait, what was the question? And here's what we're gonna do. I'll show you an answer that a candidate gave during the debate, and then you all have to guess what the hell was the question.
It's impossible.
That was prompted. Give me the first clip.
The student loans, and then her, I think probably her boss, if you call him a boss, he spends all his time on the beach.
Amber, what was the question?
I feel
How
like
come
that
all the
one was...
questions go to these guys? Like, we're right here.
I knew you was gonna try this shit.
No.
I knew you was gonna try this. That's why we put a white dude with a black woman on both sides. So you couldn't come with your discrimination stuff. I know what you're trying to do, man. We'll get to you. Matt and Amber.
I feel
Yes?
like that was an abortion question.
Oh, good job, Matthew.
I don't know if it's true, but I feel like it was.
Actually, the question that led him to talk about student loans and Joe Biden on the beach was...
Would you veto a national abortion ban?
Come on, man. Please clap. Points. Now, am I the only person that feel like that's a red flag? If you ask a dude, you like go to talk to a man about an abortion, he start talking about the beach? Here's Kamala's answer to a question.
Tim Walz and I are both gun owners.
That was great.
Right. The question was, why are you so beautiful?
Turns out Kamala brought up her guns because of this question.
Vice President Harris, in 2017, you supported Bernie Sanders' proposal to do away with private insurance. What is your plan today?
I understand bringing up guns in a healthcare conversation. Like, if you shoot somebody, they don't need healthcare.
Depends on if they live.
Yeah.
That's solution-based policy.
The wildest answer of the night might have been this one.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
The question was, what's the most racist thing you can think of?
The question that prompted Trump to scream about eating dogs was...
We're going to turn now to immigration. Why did you try to kill that bill, and successfully so, that would have put thousands of additional agents and officers on the border?
They're eating the dogs! What was the fake name of the head of the Taliban that Donald Trump cited during the debate?
He picked the most obvious name to make up for the head of the Taliban. Abdul.
Abdul! Oh, man!
Points.
Dang it!
Well done.
Here's Donald Trump freestyling the Taliban leader's name.
Abdul is the head of the Taliban. He is still the head of the Taliban. And I told Abdul, don't do it anymore. You do it anymore, you're going to have problems. And he said, why do you send me a picture of my house? I said, you're going to have to figure that out, Abdul.
I don't know who Abdul is, but Trump is not playing around with his ass.
Got to figure it out.
Here's the thing, he is one of the finest improvisers on the planet. I will give him that.
It's straight up freestyle.
Yeah, he just improvises the whole thing.
I talked to the head of the Taliban, Abdul. I talked to the president of Mexico, Jose. I talked to the head of France, a mime croissant. It's off the dome. It's just irresponsible. Does he owe the Taliban an apology?
No. We're good. No, we don't owe the Taliban an apology.
The vice president kept her cool all night, but there was one point where it seemed like she might slip. See if you can spot it.
A place where we honor the importance of American diplomacy, where we invite and receive respected world leaders. And this former president, as president, invited them to Camp David.
What word do you think she wanted to say there? Michael, I know you speak fluent black woman.
I believe the word we're looking for is motherfucker.
Hey! But technically, it's our turn, so I would like to say motherfucker.
Matt, what say you? What do you think she was thinking about saying?
I'm deferring to my partner here. It seems clear. I didn't notice that in real time.
Really?
I feel great that I've seen it now.
I mean, her lips formed the M.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she
And not like a...
And her eyes said the
like
rest.
Yeah, they did.
Mush mouth, that starts here.
Right.
Motherfucker starts like this.
Right.
And her,
right.
it was a deep...
Right. Right. Her lips disappeared.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if she would have said it?
What if she
What
would
if she would have said it?
She would have won the election right there if she had said it. If she had just said, you motherfucker, shut your fucking mouth. Landslide. Landslide.
I agree with you.
Okay. So in the end, we all watched Trump get destroyed.
Newsmax viewers didn't.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, Trump got destroyed. Usually to see an old man get beat down like that in Philadelphia, you got to watch Rocky VI. It's also clear that Kamala Harris won by using the deceptive tactics of preparing and knowing stuff. Okay.
Oh, my God.
So, Michael and Robin, topic?
Yes.
I'll play some clips of the news. You tell me what's the story.
Okay, great.
Okay, here we go.
All right, friendship bracelets.
Yeah, I mean, Taylor Swift, obviously. There's some baby kittens in a basket.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Baseball. Just
Oh,
kidding.
wait, what's that?
That's a Palm Pilot.
And then it's approved.
It's approved.
Contract.
Okay, well, Taylor Swift, final answer, endorsed Kamala Harris for holding a cat. Kamala wasn't holding
Pretty
the cat.
much,
Taylor
yeah,
held the
shit,
cat,
that's the answer.
Yay!
The answer, Taylor Swift endorsing Kamala Harris for president immediately after Tuesday night's presidential debate ended. Swift went to Instagram and posted that she'll announce she'll be casting her vote for Kamala and Tim Walz. This has been a big issue for people all year and guessing whether or not, people have been trying to figure out whether or not who she was going to endorse. So once the news dropped, every Democrat in America was like,
Swifties in the building!
you can't not see Flavor Flav and smile.
It's true.
Can either of you tell me how she signed her endorsement?
Oh,
I know this. From a childless cat lady. Right?
The answer is, with love and hope,
okay.
Taylor Swift, childless cat lady.
Yeah.
And that's a huge deal, because the last time Taylor Swift identified as a cat lady, she looked like this.
Oh, we were having fun. What a horrible show.
J.D. Vance did not think Taylor's endorsement was a big deal.
I don't think most Americans, whether they like her music or fans of hers or not, are going to be influenced by a billionaire celebrity who I think is fundamentally disconnected from the interests and the problems of most Americans.
The creepiest reaction came from Elon Musk, who gave the whole internet the ick by posting, quote, "Fine, Taylor, you win. I'll give you a child and guard your cats with my life."
In fairness, he's pretty good at making kids. He's got 40 of them.
There's not a man on earth who could say that sentence to me and I would be turned on, except Lenny Kravitz.
That's just degree of difficulty, right? He hasn't had sex in 20 years. You're like, okay, I can break him.
What? Is that true?
Oh, yeah, he's always like putting it off, yeah.
He hasn't had sex in 20 years.
Excuse me, I
That
need
might
to
be
talk to Lenny.
hyperbolic,
Can I
but-
have this camera? Oh, Lenny. Hi, Lenny. I didn't know. Baby, I didn't know it had been so long. You could just call me at 917.
Can I have the camera for a second? Lenny, baby, I didn't know. If you need it, you can call me.
Moving on. We know all the reaction to the Taylor Swift stuff from the Republican side, but somehow the Harris-Walz campaign found a way to express their excitement over Taylor without offering up their genetic gravy like Elon. What fundraising merch did Team Harris put in their store as soon as the news hit?
The bracelets, the Taylor bracelets, the friendship bracelets.
The answer is Harris-Walz friendship bracelets. They're charging $20 for 2 bracelets,
That's not
and the
bad.
bracelets sold out in less than 24 hours.
Nice. They only
Sold
made
them out.
12, to be clear.
Well, that's all that they knew for sure that Joe Biden could crank out by January. What, the president can't have arts and crafts every night? So to sum it all up, Taylor's with Harris-Walz, Elon's crazy as balls, Trump is a broken man, but he's still got a winning plan.
I have concepts of a plan.
Here's the clip.
All right, so we got a tinfoil hat man. He's Ohio. And we got a sexy cat. And the police. Oh. This, I think, is referencing the story of all of the bomb threats that were called into various places in Ohio because of the very dangerous rhetoric. They're eating the dogs, eating the cats.
You're close and correct.
Yay!
Correct. This is the story of Springfield, Ohio, a sleepy little town that got turned upside down ever since Donald Trump repeated the lie about Haitian immigrants eating pets in last week's presidential debate.
They're eating the dogs.
Springfield has been the target of over 30 bomb threats, including bomb threats called into schools, universities, city buildings, and hospitals. The fallout forced Ohio Governor Mike DeWine to rebuke the story on national TV. How did the governor characterize the story?
Bad.
Yeah.
Real bad and false.
It would be crazy if the governor went on TV and was like, yeah, man, they do be eating these.
My constituents are eating cats and dogs. Yeah. No, you don't say that.
Here's how Governor DeWine characterized the story.
Look, there's a lot of garbage on the internet.
Kind of a redundancy, in my opinion. It is the internet. Mm-hmm. It's like when you say ATM machine. The M means machine. You don't have to say.
Yeah.
It'd be better to say there was a little bit of internet on this garbage. J.D. Vance, who's from Ohio, has refused to back down from his false claims. How did he justify continuing to spread a fake story?
He likes to lie.
Well, he said he wanted to create a new story or a new narrative.
Here's how Vance defended his lies.
If I have to,
But it wasn't just a meme,
create stories so that the American media actually pays attention to the suffering of the American people, then that's what I'm going to do, Dana.
Oh my God, I can't believe that.
Yes.
Where I come from, if you create a false story, that's called a lie.
Yeah.
If you knowingly do it. If you know.
That's right.
The Vance campaign relied on the story of one constituent who filed a police report about her missing cat to back up their lie. Does anybody know the missing cat's name?
It would be best if the cat was named Dinner. That would actually make it a hilarious story.
The missing cat's name is Miss Sassy.
Miss Sassy.
Pictured here earning her name. Does anyone know what really happened
Yes.
to Miss Sassy?
Now, you can tell when you look at that picture of Miss Sassy that their house is filth nasty. And it becomes very easy to understand why their cat was in the fucking basement the whole time. Yeah.
According to the Wall Street Journal, Miss Sassy returned a few days later, found safe in her own basement.
Can you imagine being like, where's my cat? It has to be those black-ass neighbors. Like, how would you even make the connection?
As a former Congressman, Charlie, when did the lies turn? Because normally American people count on the politicians to create the lie that we all follow, but now J.D. Vance is allowing the constituent to create the lie that he fought. It's like if the rat played the flute for the Pied Piper.
There's a great disconnection between the truth these days in D.C. It's really sad. I don't know how you fix it, but if people don't agree on facts anymore, it's hard to have a conversation on a serious issue.
I disagree. See, that's perfect.
According to a recent YouGov poll, 52% of likely 2024 Trump voters believe that the claim is definitely or probably true.
But
definitely or probably are two very different things.
We also found out this week that at least one Haitian immigrant has a high-profile job that President Trump might be interested in. Who is it, and what is the job?
Oh, it's lawyer?
He's a U.S. attorney who's investigating...
Are you guys like Googling over there?
No. U.S. attorney.
He's correct. Points to Team Amber.
I did say lawyer.
Right. The Haitian immigrant with an important job is Florida prosecutor Markenzie Lapointe. Lapointe is not only the first Haitian-born U.S. attorney, he also just happens to be overseeing the case of Trump's would-be assassin.
That's right. It's the assassin case.
Yeah, this Haitian is gonna handle this case if he can put them cat sandwiches down fast. No, Haitian people, I love y'all. And I don't want no beef, that was just a joke. I love y'all. Now, Ohio law enforcement, their focus has been on all of the craziness that's been happening in Springfield, which means they're late to respond to real problems within the state. The resources are imbalanced. So what was the real problem outside of Cleveland this week? And does anybody know what serious problem I'm talking about?
Does it involve fentanyl? Everything involves fentanyl, I feel like, at this point.
Here's the real Ohio crime story we should have been focusing on this week.
Okay, here's something you don't see every day. An 8-year-old girl drove 11 miles in her mother's car to go shopping at a Target store outside of Cleveland. The driver called police after watching her swerve, you see, in and out of the lanes. She did admit to hitting a mailbox, but she won't face any charges.
No fentanyl was involved.
That we know about.
That we know of,
Now
yeah.
for bonus points. Do you know what the police found her doing?
Fentanyl.
At the time.
You gotta get that.
Do you two, do you know what the police found her doing at the Target?
Playing Candy Crush Final Answer?
When the 8-year-old was located by the police, the 8-year-old was reportedly enjoying a frappuccino.
There you go.
I was close. I was close.
I would bet $1 million this child calls their mom by her first name.
Yes.
That's my guess.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so in conclusion, the fake story about legal immigrants caused chaos in Springfield. It was debunked by the governor, but Trump voters don't care. And Miss Sassy the cat is really that bitch. Michael and Rosebud, I'm gonna play a clip. It's gonna be from the news this week. You watch the clip and you tell me what the story is.
All righty. There's an elephant. That's a donkey. That's the caution.
Fentanyl.
Yep. Fentanyl.
Yes. Babies.
You can't have that fentanyl, little baby.
It's IVF.
Points.
Nice.
Okay.
Get it right. This is the story of the Senate's inability to pass an IVF.
Let me ask you this, because
Yes.
I know this is going to be an IVF question, and I don't know the answer to this. Does the F in IVF stand for fentanyl?
They should. I mean, they give it to you at the end.
Yeah.
Did you have IVF?
Yeah. Yeah, I did IVF.
I'm not.
And they gave me fentanyl at the end as a treat.
Okay, oh, you had a baby IVF. You didn't have a fentanyl IVF.
I did IVF, and then I got a baby after IVF, which was a real waste of $20K, but yeah.
This is such a man question I'm about to ask.
Mm-hmm.
You can pay for the IVF, and it don't work, and they just keep the money?
It worked. It worked. So we got embryos from it, but
Okay.
then I got pregnant naturally.
Oh, so you're like, fuck these
So
embryos.
I was like, well, $20K down the drain.
Well, you can save the
But
embryo.
also, I've got the embryos, and then if she acts up, I can be like, hey.
Go to the bullpen. Okay, all right, okay. This, I just envision like a photo of the embryo on the wall in the child's room, like. You're right, that footage is essentially the story of the Senate's inability to pass an IVF protection bill. For the second time this year, Republicans shut down the Democrats' attempt to pass legislation that would guarantee federal protections for in vitro fertilization.
I just don't get it. Do you want us to have the babies or not? Do we have the babies and we get the shots and we make the babies, or no babies? Be clear about it.
We want babies, but we want them made in the right way, Amber.
That's what happens in Washington. An issue where people supposedly agree on, you'll bring up some side issue to say, well, this is going to derail the whole thing. That's really not central to the main point.
Unsurprisingly, 62% of Americans support protecting IVF, including a majority of Republican voters. But GOP senators say the bill was only presented as a show vote. It was simply an attempt by Democrats to try and create a political issue where there isn't one.
I think there is a political issue there. Am I mistaken? I mean, the whole abortion thing, it was predicated on it's a baby at the point of conception. So that is the objection with IVF.
If you believe that life begins at conception, you really cannot support IVF. That's the challenge. And there are some who can't reconcile that because you're going to lose. You have to create embryos. You're going to lose embryos in the process. And if you think an embryo is a human being that has all the rights of people like us, well then. It's kind of hard to support IVF. I support IVF. I expanded it for the VA when I was running the appropriations.
You're not in office anymore.
I know, but I'm just saying. I don't want people to think I'm against
running for here.
I'm all for people having babies, okay?
Even stranger is the Republican vote against protecting IVF also goes against President Trump. Does anyone know how President Trump described himself on the issue of IVF?
He's for it, and he wants it to be a mandated insurance coverage. To be free for people who seek it.
You still be reading the paper every day and stuff?
I am a news junkie.
That is correct.
Not on fentanyl.
Yeah.
Here's Trump's position.
I have been a leader on fertilization, IVF.
We do know that he's a leader on fertilization. We do know that.
Yes.
Can anyone tell me why he has this position on IVF?
Well, because that's what came to mind at the moment that someone asked him about it.
Let's hear why Trump supports IVF.
Because we want more babies, to put it very nicely.
That too.
Well, at least we know why Melania is hiding.
But when he said to put it nicely, somehow that made it so not nice.
Yeah.
From Trump to Elon Musk, men keep running their mouth on what makes a good mom. But this week, what female politician took a swipe at Vice President Harris for being a stepmom?
Some hoe.
Oh. Wait.
Points.
I can help you with this.
You can?
I can. Because I feel like it's right on the tip of your tongue.
Yes,
Do you want initials? What do you want? How do I help you? How do I help you, help me, help our
Do
team?
you have the answer?
I do.
Okay, just say it.
Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
Okay, Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
Points.
I was going to say something worse.
Huckabee
I was going
Sanders.
to, yeah.
Well, saying her name isn't a bad
Huckabee
thing.
She has like a
Don't say it 3 times.
She has like a droopy.
The answer is Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Let's see what she said at a Trump rally in Arkansas this week.
So my kids keep me humble. Unfortunately, Kamala Harris doesn't have anything keeping her humble.
I think what Sarah Huckabee Sanders said about Kamala Harris is not a fair assertion. To say that she has no one at home to keep her humble is not true when she has this person.
Hey, it's Doug.
Who knows what Governor Sanders' kids said to help keep her humble?
We're voting Democrat.
Where's my goddamn supper?
I took your car to Target, bitch. I'm back now. Let's hear how Sarah Huckabee Sanders' kids keep her humble.
My sweet daughter reaches up, pats my shoulder, and says, "It's okay, Mommy. One day you can be pretty, too."
Ooh. Ouch. Ouch. Ouch.
Everybody close your eyes. Imagine saying that to your mother. Holy crap. I would be in the car on my way to Target. Like, yeah.
You say that once.
I feel like I could play Sarah Huckabee Sanders in the movie version of Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
Oh my God, I see it. I can see it.
Every time I see her, I think, my God, I look just like her.
Do you think Sarah Huckabee Sanders looks like a yassified version of Tom Brady?
What? I don't think Tom Brady would like that at all.
This is the kind of astute political analysis that got you elected 13 times, sir.
I know.
Now,
13 times, undefeated and unindicted so far. And undeterred.
I love that a retired politician, like, the measure of whether or not you succeeded is just whether or not you went to jail.
Well,
do you have any votes that you regret?
You know, early in my career, I voted against marriage equality, and I corrected myself later in life, but that was when
You married a man.
I did not. But I did not. But I know married men. But I do know married men.
Good for you.
I did not.
Good for you.
Now you're on one gay-ass team, my dude.
So in the end, Republicans and Democrats need to quit juggling other people's eggs because something's gonna break. And Governor Sanders' daughter needs to sign up for a roast battle.
It takes place in Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, yeah. Pennsylvania.
And
Gotta go. Ooh.
someone's buying something at a store.
Oh, with an ATM.
Oh, this is a cult.
This is a waste of paper.
And I've got an idea. How about we all just stop?
Yeah, okay. I believe we're talking about like kitchen table. What do we buy in? Like how much does stuff cost? And in Pennsylvania.
There was a presidential candidate in Pennsylvania unveiling her economic plan.
Oh, that sounds
Oh, that's
that
better.
sounds more right.
We'll say that.
And I would like, yeah.
Take that. This is the story of Vice President Kamala Harris giving a speech in Pittsburgh on Wednesday that finally laid out her economic vision for the country. You are correct, Mark. Points for you. Good job. Kamala, of course, laid out her economic plan called Build Back Better, AKA Build Back Mo Better, Mo Better, Mo Blacker. Can anyone tell me why Kamala chose Pittsburgh to shoot her shot on this issue?
Does it have something to do with the fact that Pennsylvania is the most important swing state currently on the map right now? Does that have something to do with it, Roy?
We're close.
Okay.
Harris tied the core tenets of her economic plan directly to the story of Pittsburgh.
You know, there's an old saying that the best way to predict the future
is to invent it. Well, that is the story of the Steel City.
Is that what's known as pandering, Roy? Is that what that's known as?
To be fair, Kamala did not use a Pittsburgh accent.
She didn't say yins.
Yeah, yins need to vote for me, yins.
One of the interesting things in this election is that Trump has, for a long time, had a big lead on the economy, which is always a primary thing that people are voting in. That has shrunk considerably, and now he has a little bit of a lead, but it's only 3 to 5 points. So she has really made it close anyway on this issue, which is fundamental for voters.
Wait, can I just ask, fundamentally, why did Trump ever have a lead in economic issues? Right, because he gave a big tax cut to billionaires, and then otherwise, I just don't understand
Drove
this
up the
lead.
deficit, lost manufacturing jobs, yep.
Thank you, Mark, exactly.
Give him a chance, you guys.
This is negative.
But he just needs 4 more years.
Yeah, 4 more years.
Kamala Harris said building the middle class would be a defining goal of her presidency and explicitly defined herself as what?
A sexy woman.
A pragmatic capitalist.
My answer has to be right.
Right at the top, VP Harris made sure to say this.
I'm a capitalist. I believe in free and fair markets.
It's exactly what a communist would say.
Donald Trump also spoke on the economy this week in speeches in both Georgia and North Carolina. Trump touted his core economic policies of tax cuts and what?
Tariffs.
Let me say it very clearly. Maybe you didn't hear that. Tariffs.
What she's saying is tariffs.
Roy, I've got a guess.
Yeah?
Tarrifs.
Here's Trump waxing poetic on his signature policy.
The word tariff, properly used, is a beautiful word. One of the most beautiful words I've ever heard. It's music to my ears.
He probably also thinks the word moist is a beautiful word.
Moist is the worst word in English.
I don't know. It depends on what we're talking about getting moist.
I take it back. I take it back.
This CNN, we can't get into it, though, you know?
But, tariffs, this is like his new version of the wall. Somebody else is going to pay for it.
Right. Yeah. This week, Trump threatened John Deere with a 200% tariff if they move production to Mexico. According to some economists, Trump tariffs would spike inflation and wipe out jobs, hurting American consumers the most, specifically this consumer.
We're all John Deere around here. I own that one, that one, that one. $35 for the tractor.
Oh my gosh.
I call this tractor the best $35 I ever spent. Tires ain't cheap anymore. Nothing's cheap anymore. Not even water's free, which is...
Ain't that the boy that be yodeling in the Walmart?
I've never gotten a worse vibe off a child in my entire life. I'm sorry. I know it's cute, but he's 4 sentences away from saying some shit you will never be able to unhear.
This is part of Make America Great Again, is this fiction that we're going to go back to a time when America was manufacturing everything, and he said that that's what he'd do in his first term, and during his first term, he lost 200,000 manufacturing jobs.
That was all part of the plan, Mark.
It's an 8-year plan.
It's an 8-year plan?
It's an 8-year plan, okay.
What did Kamala Harris say about Trump's presidential record on the issue?
He's a little punk.
That's accurate.
Here's Harris with the receipts.
Almost 200,000 manufacturing jobs were lost during his presidency, starting before the pandemic hit, making Trump one of the biggest losers ever on manufacturing.
At least she said on manufacturing. Donald Trump's real plan for the economy is sell, sell, sell. Does anybody know the latest Trump product to drop this week?
$100,000 Trump watches. $100,000 piece of shit Trump watch, gold-plated, will fall apart in the shower if it even tells
Why are
time.
you showering with $100,000 on your arm? Yeah, take that off, baby.
If I pay $100,000 for a watch, it better shower me. Yeah, $100,000.
The answer is a $100,000 watch.
my new Trump watches. 200 grams of gold and more than 100 real diamonds. That's a lot of diamonds. I love gold. I love diamonds. We all do. I have watch number 1, and I'm going to keep it. It's mine, and that's the way I want to have it. Go to gettrumpwatches.com. It's Trump time.
Michael and Mark, it's your turn now. Watch the clip and tell me what's the story.
That's a butler, apparently, and that is I don't know.
It's a scope for a rifle.
Okay, that's why I didn't know, because I'm a beta male. That is the Keystone Cops and
Secret Service failing to protect Donald Trump.
Is that right? Secret Service failing to protect Donald Trump. That's our answer.
A bipartisan Senate committee released a report detailing the Secret Service's many failures in preventing the July assassination attempt against Donald Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania.
Oh, that's where the butler was from.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense, no? Cute.
Points for you.
Very cute.
The report says that Secret Service agents were alerted to a suspicious person with a rangefinder 27 minutes before the shooting. Basically, the Secret Service heard there was a shooting and like, yeah, 10-4, just give me a minute, I'm watching Family Guy. The report also says that the Secret Service did not request a surveillance team to help patrol the rally. But just up the road, Jill Biden had one for her event of 410 individuals, which is even weirder because Jill Biden's from Philadelphia. She can protect herself. She keep a bag of nickels on her. I sat next to her at the correspondence dinner, and that's all we talked about was weapons. She had a knife on her that time. And earlier this week, it was reported that an Idaho man had threatened Donald Trump. How did he threaten Donald Trump's life?
Like this. Why I oughta?
The man from Idaho called Mar-a-Lago 9 times, threatening to kill Trump.
You're gonna have me answer 9 phone calls. You might as well shoot me.
And who's answering the phone? Who is handling the Mar-a-Lago death threat?
They say, please pay attention to our menu options because they've recently changed. If you're inquiring about membership, press 1. If you're inquiring to assassination, press 2.
Para español, el oprima el número 3. The day after the shooting in Butler, at around 3 p.m., Trump sent out an email saying, quote, "I'm Donald J. Trump and I will never surrender," with a donation link to benefit Trump National Committee, JFC. Fun fact, by the way, getting shot then emailing for donations is Trump's health care plan. What are people on the right blaming the upswing in violence against Trump on?
Democrats.
Immigrants.
Immigrant Democrats.
Republicans say that the rise in attacks on and threats against Trump are all the fault of Democratic rhetoric. Here's J.D. Vance.
But you know the big difference between conservatives and liberals is that no one has tried to kill Kamala Harris in the last couple of months, and 2 people now have tried to kill Donald Trump in the last couple of months. I'd say that's pretty strong evidence that the left needs to tone down the rhetoric and needs to cut this crap out.
Because when the left gets angry, they send Lin-Manuel Miranda to rap you to death. Joe Biden was on The View this week. Does anybody know what Joe Biden did that set the right off?
Stayed awake.
Joe Biden went on The View and killed an imaginary fly that represented Donald Trump.
It was like a bug right there. So you felt...
To be fair, I feel like President Biden just thought he was on a game show and tried to hit a buzzer. And here's the reaction to killer Joe Biden's flypocalypse of terror as told by Newsmax.
Bug right there. So you felt...
It's hard to watch this. It really is.
But at the end of the day, Donald Trump is the former and maybe future president, and he does face very real threats. This week, Trump was briefed on threats against his life from whom?
It's Iran. Iran is threatening Trump because he took out their general during his administration, right?
Points, he got it right. He's right.
He's right.
And Trump now believes Iran might be pulling all the strings. Here he is explaining it in an unusually concise way.
As you know, there have been 2 assassination attempts on my life that we know of, and they may or may not involve, but possibly do, Iran. But I don't really know, can't be sure, because in the first case in Butler, Pennsylvania, great place, and we're going back to Butler, by the way. We're going to go back and finish our speech. The FBI has been unable to open the 3 potentially foreign-based apps.
The foreign-based apps, they're using foreign-based apps like Hulu and CNN Plus. So the Secret Service might not be up to the task of protecting Trump. And the right says that's definitely the fault of imaginary bug killer Joe Biden, and also the fault of the left, and also maybe or maybe not, but probably Iran.
But I don't really know, can't be sure.
We'll be right back.
Okay, that is, I think, New York City.
Oh, okay, that's
a
a lectern.
speechifying.
These are 2 hands.
Those are 2 white hands.
They're in love, and this is the end of that movie.
Spinning top.
Okay.
It's got to be the debate.
This is the vice presidential debate. It was a dream. Final answer.
Points for you all.
Oh, good.
The story is, on Tuesday night, CBS hosted this election's first and only vice presidential debate between Tim Walz and J.D. Vance. Who can tell me what was the media's biggest concern going into the debate?
It was probably that anyone would care.
Let's hear the answer to that question from the spin room.
Also from the spin room, a very tight spin room, so everybody's right next to each other in there, Garrett.
It really doesn't even qualify as a spin room. It's a spin corridor.
Spin room, spin closet, whatever you want to call it.
I call it a spin broom closet or a spin safe room.
It is rather cramped in here.
That is what America cares about. How big is the spin room at the vice presidential
Does
debate?
it matter if you don't have a big spin room?
It's not the size of the spin room, it's how you spin it.
Right. It also was very cold that night.
That too.
The spin room had just been swimming.
The big takeaway was that both debaters were well behaved, except for that one tense moment when the moderators fact-checked J.D. Vance. Can you tell me what statement J.D. Vance made that needed to be corrected?
It was about the illegality of the Haitians in Springfield.
That's true.
Yeah, correct. Oh my God, you do one. Yay! Yeah. The moderators corrected Vance on his immigration facts.
Just to clarify for our viewers, Springfield, Ohio does have a large number of Haitian migrants who have legal status.
Margaret, the rules were that you guys weren't going to fact check. I think it's important to say what's actually going on.
I'm lying.
Vance had a lot to say on Tuesday, but he was criticized for one thing he didn't say.
Donald Trump lost the election.
Vance would not acknowledge that Trump lost the 2020 election. Take a look.
Did he lose the 2020 election?
Tim, I'm focused on the future. Did Kamala Harris censor Americans from speaking their mind in the wake of the 2020 COVID situation?
That is a damning non-answer.
You know how mad a white man got to be to...
He looked like a little pink-faced Cabbage Patch Kid. It's so cute.
Vance's biggest praise of the week didn't come from Trump. Does anyone know how Georgia Congressman Mike Collins pumped up his preferred candidate?
He posted a picture of J.D. Vance.
Amber, what's your guess?
That.
Congressman Collins posted an edited photo of Vance the morning after the debate. Now, if anyone doesn't remember what J.D. Vance looks like on a regular day, it's that. And here's what Collins posted. Now, let's go side by side. Let's see if you can see the difference. See if you can
Wow.
J.D. Hemsworth.
That boy went from an Ohio 6 to a New York 7 immediately. Vance saw that and was like, Siri, play TLC's Unpretty. So the story is...
Who do you think got that joke? Who could that joke have possibly been for? It's you, it's me, end of list.
That's it.
No one knows what was happening in the video for Unpretty except you and me and that one lady. That's it. That's it.
By the way, I'm fact-checking Amber. She is correct.
The debate might not have had a clear winner, but everyone...
But what happened in the video for TLC?
So, in the video for Unpretty by TLC, it's them singing about how no one feels beautiful by today's standards. So it's people getting fake hair, a girl gets fake boobs, and the boobs get taken out. A girl feels fat, a girl feels too skinny. It's a beautiful message.
You can love your hair if it don't grow.
You can fix your nose if he says so. You can buy all the makeup a man can make, but if you can't look inside you, find out who am I to be in a position to make me feel so damn unpretty.
Okay, they know it. Wow.
Well, it's not every day that I'm made to feel white.
The story is the debate may not have had a clear winner, but everybody in the spin zone definitely is a loser. And no judgment. No judgment, but Georgia Congressman Mike Collins needs to triple check that he's using incognito mode. All right, Michael and Anna, watch the clip. You all tell me what's the story.
Okay, we got a jockey. This is a guy tying a tie, and that's tarot cards. None of this makes sense to me.
Wait, neck and neck race with 32 days to go. Damn, I'm good.
30 days out from the election, the presidential race is in a dead heat, but at least the media isn't being all dramatic about it.
This could be the closest election in American history.
It's a tie.
Dead heat.
Such a razor-tight, thin race here.
Georgia is neck and neck.
A tight presidential race in 3 key battleground states.
Today on Inside Politics, tighter than an unopened jar of pickles.
Now that it's officially Comey letter season, everybody's on the lookout for an October surprise. What unexpected bombshell dropped Wednesday afternoon?
Jack Smith.
You were that kid in high school, weren't you?
Yeah.
I know.
She good. Here's the answer that was breaking on ABC.
Sweeping and increasingly desperate. That's from a new filing from Special Counsel Jack Smith describing the new details of former President Trump's effort to overturn the 2020 election loss.
Sweeping and increasingly desperate. That's how you describe the bar at Mar-a-Lago at 2 in the morning.
You know, I feel like we had a June surprise, a July surprise, a August surprise, a September. I'm surprised out.
But, I mean, so what's the problem? He tried to overturn an election?
It's not that big of a deal.
I want a president who's going to fight. That's what I want. I'm not interested in a president who's going to be like, oh, I lost the election, guess I'll leave the White House. Grow up!
Oh. In the Jack Smith report, what was considered to be the report's biggest bombshell?
Somebody said, hey, Mike Pence is in danger, and he said, so what?
I feel the same way about Mike Pence.
I loved him on Johnny Quest, though.
He was great on Johnny Quest.
He was very good on Johnny Quest.
He does look like that guy.
Yeah.
The biggest bombshell was when Trump was told that Mike Pence was in danger at the Capitol on January 6th, and Trump replied, so what? Trump is just mad that Mike Pence left him a Post-it note on the morning of the insurrection and was like, I'm sorry, I can't do it. Does anyone know why this video from January 6th could further incriminate Trump?
Because he's saying, I will do tug jogs for votes. Whatever I need to do.
You can get in trouble for dancing like that. Every white person's going to jail.
According to Smith's report, playing YMCA instead of Hail to the Chief supports the argument that this was a political rally and not a presidential act. Therefore, Trump was not immune. That's why. You would think doing the double jacking it would be the move to go, oh, well, that's clearly not a presidential maneuver. Trump responded by tweeting, egregious prosecutorial misconduct. That's how you know Trump don't type his own tweets.
Right,
That
exactly.
boy. That boy hit egregious and prosecutorial back to back.
Yeah, no.
And spelled them right? That ain't the
Yeah.
Trump I know.
That was Stephen Miller using his tentacles to type it out.
We also would have accepted this answer from Trump on Wednesday night.
He's a deranged person. I call him deranged Jack Smith. They should have never allowed the information to come before the public.
He is really good at nicknames, though.
Yeah.
Deranged Jack Smith, wow.
It just rolls right off the tongue.
Is that not an effective defense strategy? I don't want to get all, law and order on you up here, but the old I did nothing wrong, therefore that evidence should not have been made public defense?
The old Shaggy, it wasn't me defense.
That's right. Wait, is this a Scooby-Doo reference, or is this Shaggy the singer?
Oh my God, don't
Or
make
Shaggy
me
the
go
singer?
over there.
At least I know there's a
there.
Shaggy this. Don't yell at me.
You really think Shaggy from Scooby-Doo is on the level of Shaggy from Wasn't Me, Shaggy? There's only one Shaggy.
I don't know who you're talking about right
yes,
now.
you do. Oh, we were doing so well.
I don't think we were. I don't think we were doing so well.
Which Shaggy do you respect?
Scoop! That's my Shaggy! That's American Shaggy!
He was until the blacker Shaggy came.
Right.
The Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
Yes, which Shaggy did you think I was talking? I'm sorry for yelling over you.
At this point, I'm wondering if I can go over to that side.
Here goes. How could I forget that I had
given her an extra key.
Yeah, I don't know that song.
Oh, come on.
God damn it!
Earlier this week, Hillary Clinton warned Kamala Harris of an October surprise that would distort and pervert her in the media. Distort and pervert is also what Eric Adams tried to put on New York City police cars. Does anyone know what the media's biggest criticism of Vice President Harris's campaign strategy is?
That she's not talking to us enough. Why won't she talk to us?
Andy, it's all right.
Oh.
Andy.
But I want to ask her questions and then say that she's wrong when she answers them.
I know, sweetheart, but she's very busy. She'll be with you soon.
All right.
Never let her around, Andy.
The answer is not doing enough interviews, which is a complaint mainly from people who would be doing the interviews, and also a complaint from Sephora model J.D. Vance.
She's not sitting down for regular interviews.
She doesn't do interviews. She doesn't talk to the press.
She won't do any interviews with the press. She has been skirting interviews.
She's afraid of interviews.
This week, Kamala Harris will sit down with 60 Minutes on Monday for their presidential candidates interview special, which Trump pulled out of this week. What reason did Trump give for flaking on 60 Minutes?
I love pulling out. Fish gotta swim.
Former President Trump backed out of the previously set 60 Minutes appearance because he didn't want to be fact-checked.
It is inconvenient. As a liar, it is inconvenient.
If we could just for a second, Michael, Amber, myself, we could just let President Trump know, you're more than welcome to come on Have I Got News for You, President Trump. We don't fact-check here. We don't care, man. We just...
And by the way, he's more than welcome to come to The View, because I know what my first question would be. What is it like to be a racist?
I felt like you were looking directly at me when you asked that question. Because I don't know Shaggy. And suddenly, I'm walking around with a white pointed hood on my head.
Okay, swirly maps, clouds. Now, this person is wasting their lives scrolling on the internet.
Oh.
Pinocchio.
And
just Italians enjoying one another's
I think it has to do with conspiracy theories about the hurricanes.
Ooh, final answer.
Misinformation about recent hurricanes being used as a political tool. Yes, because even in an election year, we can't even agree whether or not it's damn rain coming out of the sky. This week, Florida was devastated by Hurricane Milton just a week and a half after the region was hit by Hurricane Helene. And of course, we hope everybody stays safe and we send everybody their best.
Sounds very insincere the way you said that,
well,
right?
I did this with my hand. That's how you know it's sincere.
Oh, really? That's the movement?
When you go, yeah. We wish a speedy recovery to everybody that's affected, and we also wish a speedy recovery to this reporter.
And the water now is really starting to pour over. If you look at the graph, whoa. Okay, that wasn't good.
Well, he ain't been blindsided like that since Chris Cuomo slid in his DMs. And why is Anderson Cooper out there? Like,
Why is he out there? It's so unnecessary.
He is taking black jobs. Yes. In the days leading up to Milton, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis spent a lot of time criticizing Vice President Kamala Harris. Who can tell me what miscommunication led to Ron's problems with old Kamala?
Well, she called.
Right.
She called. She said, hey, how you doing?
How dare she?
He wouldn't take the call.
And he said he'd just spoken to the president.
Points on this side.
Oh.
It was a missed phone call. According to a DeSantis aide, the governor was refusing phone calls from the vice president before the storm, adding, quote, Kamala was trying to reach out and we didn't answer. Does anyone know what DeSantis said about Kamala's call?
He thought it was political.
Why did she do that?
You're right. He thought it was political.
Points! Ron said Kamala was just trying to score political points. Take a look.
She's the first one who's trying to politicize the storm, and she's doing that just because of her campaign.
That's right. I ain't got time for political games. I'm too busy trying to evict Princess Tiana from the Magic Kingdom.
What a bananas thing to, like, bitch, you got time to get some money? Well, you don't, how do you want the egg or not?
Well, there's a little button at the back of her neck. Just push it, she will reset.
I don't understand.
No.
The morning after Milton, the White House said, quote, DeSantis thanked the president for the extensive federal support. He also thanked these boots for extensive arch support.
Yes. The jaunty boots.
My bad bitch disaster boots, baby. DeSantis criticized Harris, though, for trying too hard in Florida. But Republicans are also mad at her for not doing enough in North Carolina with their hurricane recovery efforts. How did Senator John Kennedy criticize her mishandling of relief efforts in North Carolina?
I don't know what he said, but was it with a big, dumb, fake Southern accent?
Ooh, partial points there.
Okay.
She's talking about tampons. You know, the people in Appalachia right now don't give a function about tampons. You cannot make this stuff up.
But he did make it
Sure
up.
did.
They all made it up. They all made it up.
Don't give a function?
Don't give a function.
Shit, that's nice. Don't give a function.
Bonus question. Can anyone tell me who fact-checked Trump on Kamala visiting North Carolina this week?
I thought we agreed not to do that.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It was Fox News.
Wow.
Here's Trump talking to Laura Ingraham.
But she shouldn't be there anyway. She should be, I would say, North Carolina is bad, is so bad. And
she was there today for 3 hours, I believe, Kamala Harris.
But can we go back to that? Was it me or did it look like Trump was playing Deal or No Deal in a barn? I'd take suitcase 47 apiece. But it is hard for anyone to help hurricane victims with misinformation about the storms all over the place. What has State Rep and Haunted Hayride decoration Marjorie Taylor Greene been saying is responsible for the storm?
Jews! It's Jews! It's always Jews with Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Well, the answer is not the Jews. The answer is Noah. Not the dude with the
He was a
ark.
Jew?
Yeah. Okay, sorry. The Jew, period.
The singular Jew.
Yeah.
Noah.
The National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration.
Administration.
Noah.
Administration Berg. Say the whole word.
This week, Large Marge made a post doubling down on her claims that, quote, they can control the weather, adding, quote, If your home or business or property is damaged or loved one is killed by their weather modification, shouldn't you be eligible for compensation? I just love that she said, shouldn't you be entitled to compensation? Like it's one of the mesothelioma commercials. Then you be watching Judge Mathis, and have you or somebody you love been affected by the space laser hurricane? Call the number. Question for bonus points. How did Trump suggest killing superstorms back in 2019?
Oh, this is one of his greatest hits.
Yeah.
Shooting them with a gun?
Close.
What is it?
A big gun, special nuclear weapon gun.
Nuclear weapons.
According to Axios, at a White House briefing, Trump said, quote, "Why don't we just nuke them? They start forming off the coast of Africa. As they're moving across the Atlantic, we drop a bomb inside the eye of the hurricane and it disrupts it. Why can't we do that?" For bonus points then, why can't we nuke a hurricane? But even with all the arguing and misinformation, Republicans have found one person to rally behind. This AI-generated girl holding a puppy.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
An RNC National Committee woman, Amy Kramer, posted it saying, quote, "This picture has been seared into my mind. My heart hurts. Broken heart emoji, crying emoji." Then, when people told her, hey, that's not a real photo, she doubled down saying, quote, "Y'all, I don't know where this photo came from, and honestly, it doesn't matter. It is seared into my mind forever."
But there's a serious point to all this, which is that all the conspiracy theories around it actually stop people, A, from being rescued, because they think if the government's creating the weather, then they won't reach out to government services to rescue them. And then the first responders are now subject of attacks.
And on top of all that, there was a girl with a puppy that I just saw.
All right, Michael and Joanna, your turn. Watch the clip. Tell me what's the story.
All right, microphones. We got somebody talking. More microphones, but nobody's talking this time.
chairs.
Yep.
Yeah,
and then this person's
chairs.
thinking, softball, swing and a miss.
So this is about Kamala Harris. The media complaining about Kamala Harris that she's not doing their serious interviews and instead she's doing softball interviews.
Triple points over here.
Triple points.
The story is Vice President Harris went on a media blitz this week to help voters get to know her better. Her strategy, leave no demo unpandered to.
Kamala Harris.
Madam Vice President.
Playing the bat dance for Madam Vice President.
La vicepresidenta Kamala Harris.
Enrique, thank you.
Kamala Harris's media blitz included non-traditional outlets like the podcast Call Her Daddy. How was one of the most popular women's podcasts in America characterized by the media?
Well, I think they pretended they'd never heard of it, right?
They called it an abortion factory? I'm just guessing the shit they would say.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know.
Sure, I'll go with that.
No.
We're teammates to the end.
No, of course.
Everything I say, you back it up.
I definitely...
Now you say it. Say the words I say.
I definitely want to say...
Say it.
Abortion factory.
She's right. They insulted the podcast and pretended they never heard of it.
Right.
Alice Cooper, the host of the podcast, says her podcast is about day-to-day issues facing women. But here's how the media described it.
The Call Her Daddy podcast, as you mentioned earlier, it's graphic sex talk.
The Ron C. Sex podcast. The Sex podcast, Call Her Daddy.
I looked up the Call Your Daddy podcast and Apple podcast, and I can't use the names of most of the titles of the episodes on your air right now.
I guarantee you at least one of those guys pays her good money to call her daddy. The mainstream media has criticized Harris for not talking enough to the press. Was this latest push enough to satisfy her naysayers?
No. People who want her to answer more questions because they don't know enough about her aren't looking for answers. They know everything they need to know about her. What they want to know is, how can I come up with an excuse to not vote for her? Because, like, give me something so that I can not vote for the sane, serious person and instead vote for the town drunk.
Though Harris reached millions...
Right?
Today's audience is particularly black. The number of times they've all gone,
Though Harris reached more millions of viewers than all the cable news shows combined, you're correct, John, not everybody felt she did enough.
And she's got such a big problem with men, black and white men. Big problem, but also the business world. They don't think she is serious. They don't think she's a heavyweight. And a lot of this is gender.
You think, Andrea? You think some of that's gender? You think some of that might also be racial, Andrea? What are you thinking, girl? Because I'm curious.
Well, I mean, but everybody knows if you want to prove that you're serious about running for president, you first must get charged with wire fraud. That's...
Then you have
It's
to go on
America.
Access Hollywood
Yep.
and tell people that you grab them by the pussy, and that creates the kind of gravitas we're looking for in a president.
Harris Media Tour swung by the Howard Stern show. She also swung by the Late Show with Stephen Colbert on Wednesday. What thing did Kamala do on Colbert that men love?
She drank beer.
Oh, I thought it was going to be she kissed another lady. That's what I thought it was going to be.
Points just for her.
Yeah.
Points for her. Correct. She cracked open a beer.
Ooh,
The champagne of beers.
There you go.
Did seeing Kamala kick back old Miller High Life, did that make you want to vote for her?
I got to be honest, Roy. You know I'm an undecided voter.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, well, who could I have a beer with?
Right.
And I didn't think it was going to be Kamala. Then I saw her drinking the champagne of beers. And I thought to myself, she thinks she's so much better than me. I'm voting for Trump.
Well, I don't know if she's got our vote, but she's definitely got this guy's vote.
I drank beer with my friends. Almost everyone did. Sometimes I had too many beers. Sometimes others did. I liked beer. I still like beer.
Does he still like beer?
All right, he's in the Supreme Court now. He likes bribes. Kamala wasn't the only one to sit down with alternative media personalities this week. Does anybody know what alternative media Trump sat down with?
It's one word like detacher or
Trump sat down with the Flagrant podcast with Andrew Schultz.
Because I'm basically a truthful person. But and frankly,
That's the type of fact-checking that our journalists could be doing. Just laugh in his face. Don't even bring up, well, in 2018, you said this lie. No, just laugh in his face. So the story is Kamala Harris went on a whirlwind media blitz where she pandered to the boys on Howard Stern, to the girls on Call Her Daddy, and to Joe Douchebag on Colbert.
I still like beer.
That was disrespectful. I should have said Justice Joe Douchebag. Those were the stories. We'll have more after this.